and the truth gon' flow like something bright. Yeah, the spotlight glow from the stars, you know, to the ones about to blow. Hear the stories unfold from the grind in the dark to the diamonds in gold. Every beat, every dream, every risk they chose. We keep it raw, no scripts, no pose. Tune in close, let the energy grow. New voices rising, yeah, we running the show. From the stage to the mic, let the whole world know. It's the Fed Up Show. 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 Yeah. It's the Fed Up Show, where the real ones talk and the truth gon' flow like something bright. Yeah, the spotlight glow from the stars, you know, to the ones about to blow. Hear the stories unfold from the grind in the dark to the diamonds in gold. Every beat, every dream, every risk they chose. We keep it raw, no scripts, no pose. Tune in close, let the energy grow. New voices rising, yeah, we running the show. From the stage to the mic, let the whole world know. It's the Fed Up Show. 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 Yeah. It's the Fed Up Show, where the real ones talk and the truth gon' flow like something bright. Yeah, the spotlight glow from the stars, you know, to the ones about to blow. Hear the stories unfold from the grind in the dark to the diamonds in gold. Every beat, every dream, every risk they chose. We keep it raw, no scripts, no pose. Tune in close, let the energy grow. New voices rising, yeah, we running the show. From the stage to the mic, let the whole world know. It's the Fed Up Show. 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 Yeah. It's the Fed Up Show, where the real ones talk and the truth gon' flow like something bright. Yeah, the spotlight glow from the stars, you know, to the ones about to blow. Hear the stories unfold from the grind in the dark to the diamonds in gold. Every beat, every dream, every risk they chose. We keep it raw, no scripts, no pose. Tune in close, let the energy grow. New voices rising, yeah, we running the show. From the stage to the mic, let the whole world know. It's the Fed Up Show. 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 Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, McKeelery, aka Miss Fed Up, coming live back to you from Live on the Fed Up Show. I'm back. Yes, I am, honey. Welcome to another episode of Live on the Fed Up Show, and thank y'all so much for tuning in yet again. Tonight, we have another special guest coming onto the platform, an actress, a writer, a producer, a director. She is her. Okay, let me tell you something. You cannot put this woman in a box. Why? Because you can call her an actress and she says, I write too. You can call her a writer and she's going to say, I'm an author. And just when you think you figured her out, she produces too. Tonight's guest is a multi-talented storyteller who has taken her gifts from the page to behind the camera and now onto the screen as part of the hit Black daytime soap opera. 15 Emmy nominations, okay, beyond the gates. But tonight, I'm not interviewing her resume. I want the woman behind the credits, the journey, the rejection, the breakthroughs, the lessons, and what it feels like to finally walk into rooms you once prayed for. So, Fed Up family, light these comments up and help me welcome to the stage writer, author, producer, actress, Miss Timeca Seretti.
boop, boop, boop. Hey, girl.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I am doing just fine. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm marvelous now, especially since I got the Timeca Seretti on live on the Fed Up Show platform. So thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me. So
Most
happy to be here.
Yes, ma'am. Well, guess what? You've been beyond the gates already, okay? So tonight we're going to go even further beyond the credits and we're going to tell them who you are, how you got started, and all the juicy details about your marvelous journey in the entertainment industry. So jumping right into the conversation, where are you originally from?
I am originally from Gary, Indiana, born
Okay.
and raised off the top.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm very, very, if you ask anybody, I'm very proud of that. But I want to take a moment and look at y'all in the eyeballs and give a shout out to my city. It's been about I think 8 or 9 days. A big giant storm hit them, and they have been without power. And it's Gary and Northwest Indiana, some of the surrounding areas. And not that I don't care about them, but my people, my mom still lives in Gary. My friends are there. So I want to focus on them and I'm sending them out much love. And I'm hoping that, they can get these lights back on. I had to come out of pocket to get a generator from my mom because she's up there. And also my niece is 8 months pregnant.
Oh,
And,
wow.
it was hot in the house and all kinds of stuff. So I'll be in Gary on Saturday and I'm going to try to talk to my friend Markel. Shout out to him, Markel Watkins, because he does so much for everybody in the city, and the mayor, Eddie Melton. And I'm going to try to find out what it is I can do to help.
Yes, boots on the ground when you touch down in Indiana. Yes. We're definitely sending prayers to your family, your friends, everybody in those areas that have been affected by that storm. We pray God sends swift lights their way, food, resources, everything they need to get on the other
Yes.
side of this situation. Most definitely.
Yeah. Amen.
Yes.
Thank you so
Most definitely. Yes, ma'am. And then so shout out to Gary, Indiana. Thank y'all for producing this lovely lady we have on the platform today. Yes, ma'am. And besides you being from Gary, before the credits, before the television sets and the books and the productions, tell us who exactly was Timeca Seretti. What exactly were you doing before you became an actress?
Oh man. So I am a jack of all trades, as they say. I've done some of everything. I right out of school, I joined the military. I was in the Navy. I was on a ship. I went overseas, Hong Kong, Singapore, Philippines, Hawaii. And then when I got out of the military, I got married. So I was a wife and a mother. Shout out to my baby, Big Elgin, not Big Elgin, Little Elgin. And I was a medical assistant. I was a chiropractor's assistant. I got my realtor's license. I have worked in probably every fast food restaurant you can imagine. And so I've done a lot of things, but this was always my first love. So I went to school for theater and it took off from there.
I love to hear that because I'm a playwright. Hey, I love theater-based people. Yes,
Yeah.
honey. Well, are you sure you from Gary, Indiana? Because it sounds like you from Haiti, honey. Because that Haitians work like that, okay? You you do
Oh, girl,
everything.
I be swearing I'm Jamaican. Okay. Me got 10 job, man.
Yes, but I love it. That means they can't keep you down. You can do any and
Oh, no.
everything. Yes, yes. I
You
love
know,
that. I love that.
the thing
Mhm.
that I love about being my age is that I have realized you don't know this when you're younger, but anything that I put my mind to, I just say I'm gonna do it and I do it. So,
And you
sometimes it's crazy stuff because I think in my head, I'm like, oh, I wanna learn how to play the drums, or like right now I got a flute over here that I'm like determined to learn how to play.
And speaking of instruments, you also sing. You are a singer too.
I am. Uh, you know, a friend asked me one time, she was like, "Are you an actor who sings or are you a singer who acts?" And I
Mm.
really had to sit with that for a little while because music really honestly is my first love. You think about it, my first boyfriend and first musical influence was Michael Jackson. And so I used to be in my bedroom with my hairbrush singing along to him and, Diana Ross and all the other people in the 70s. And music really was my first love. But for some reason, I got into acting, but then I came back around to it. And I love it just as much.
Yes. And for those who haven't followed you before now or didn't know how great of a person you are and the multifaceted everything you can do, I want to know something because I've seen it and I've seen the comments, especially in the country Wayne world. How often do you get compared or confused with Jasmine Guy, the actress Jasmine Guy? Because you absolutely do favor her, okay? Both of you are beautiful, but you do favor her. Whitney from a different world. Yes. How often do you hear that?
Yes. Shout out to Miss Jasmine, guys. She is absolutely beautiful. And she was one of my first, people that I wanted to model myself after. But I get that every day of my life. And, every now and then I like to throw in a little Dwayne.
OMG, not sound like her too. Oh my God. I love it. I love it. Hey, that you're one of those people I can truly say, just from this short brief time, you were born with it. Look, you were born with it. Some people are born with it, some people are taught it. You were born with it, I can tell. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Well, I do want to ask you, was there ever a season when you were doing everything right, but opportunities still weren't happening or happening quickly? And if so, how did you survive those seasons without allowing the silence to make you question whether or not you were talented enough to be in the industry?
Oh, girl, that's a everyday occurrence in the life of an actor or, somebody who's following this path. I'm sure for theater and music as well. Um, Ups and downs, hills and valleys. And, right now the business has changed so much that it's hard to, there was a moment where I was booking TV show after TV show, and then the pandemic hit, and then the strike hit. And then when we came back from the strike, there's this rearranging of the whole industry as a whole. So it's hard out here for a pimp right now. And what I and that's probably why I do so much and I jump from thing to thing because also being a triple Sagittarius and just full of fire, I can't sit around and wait for people. And that was what created my filmmaker, background. I actually went to school in Austin, Texas for the Austin School of Film to just kind of learn how to do it. And I think I have 4 short films. One I directed, all of them I wrote. One was not an original. It comes from a story of my brother, who is the poet laureate of Indiana. And so I
Oh,
took one of his short stories and I turned it into a script. But then all of them I produced. So yeah, I'm just not good at sitting around twiddling my thumbs. So I just jump on stuff, and that took me to music. So while I wasn't acting and getting any roles or whatever, I could be focused on music.
yes. And from what I can hear, you are an educated woman. You, like you said, you went to school, you learned, you studied your craft, you sharpened your tools. So with that, what do you believe changed, or do you believe where you were on your journey changed more when you went and furthered your education on it, studied, went to classes? And if so, did it simply change your creative ideas, or did it also help you understand the business side of the entertainment industry?
Well, it's kind of both of those. Like, I believe in anything that you want to do, you need to study it, see what it is. It's this thing. And to be able to get into the inside of it, you got to know what it is. And so acting, it's called show business for a reason.
Yes.
And yes, we can do the show of it, and you could be as talented as you want, but a lot of times it's who you know and then what you know. So, yeah, study your craft.
That's it.
And
That's
then
it.
the other part of it is being an actor. We have tools that nobody else has. I'm talking headshot, resume, having your bio. And, back in the day, in the old days, we used to have what was called an actor's bag because we would get headshots printed out and you would have like hundreds of them and you would keep it in your car and you had to have scissors and glue and a highlighter and a stapler and all of these things. But how do you know that? You know it by talking to other actors, learning about what it is I need to do and having my actor's bag. Well, right now, everything is digital, it's online. And actually, a friend just told me about a website that I've been in the business for a while and I never knew about. It's called Demo Reel. But you have all of your information in one link and you can just send it to somebody instead of having to send your headshot, your resume, your bio, all of this stuff. So it's just about studying.
Mhm.
In the pandemic in 2020, I thought to myself, I'm gonna learn comedy. I'm gonna do stand-up comedy. And I didn't just go, oh, let me just go to some shows and do some. No, I took classes. I did a few showcases. I learned the setup of comedy and what it is you have to do, but I also watched every comedian out there. There was a point during the pandemic where I didn't have nothing else to watch. I had been on Netflix, HBO, YouTube. I had watched everybody. And so, I studied, and that's what you
Yes.
have to do.
Most definitely, most definitely. And then on your producer side, as a producer, how do you know when to protect your original vision and then versus when to collaborate and actually make that vision stronger, to do a collaboration with someone else who's already doing what it is you're aspiring to do? Because some people say they don't want to work with others because they don't want their name and their work to get overshadowed by the person who's already considered, bigger than them. So when do you know when to collaborate or when to hold back and just go independently with your own vision?
Well, that's a hard thing to know because the very first time I did a short film, it was called Drama, and it's all of 7 minutes long. But I
Mhm.
had a friend, and he was the DP and the one who had the camera and the lights and all of that stuff. And so I would sit on his couch and I had this idea for a feature film, but I had never made a film at all. And he was like, I think we should pare it down. And this one scene that I kept talking about, he was like, we should just take that and that's the film. Well, we did that. And within like a weekend, we had it cast and we shot it. Well, when it came out, because he directed it, it had his name on it, that it was his film. And I'll say a Ray Minschlogel film. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, no, this is my film. But I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know that the director, is kind of like, Scorsese or
Yeah.
whatever, somebody telling them that they can't put their name on the film when they directed it. So that was a learning curve. I had to learn. I I'm smart enough to know that I'm not always the smartest person in the room. And so if people have good ideas, even if I'm at the helm of it, the producer or the director, I take suggestions, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. Maybe we should do that. But in the same vein, because I worked with a group of women, we did my short film that I directed. We were all kind of producing it. And I wrote the script. But then I had all of this input from the other ladies saying, you should do this and you should do that. And I knew exactly how I wanted to do it. And I was like, I had to step away from them and their voices. I put the script down for about 5 days and I just meditated on it and thought about it. And then when I came back, I was like, nope, this is the story I want to tell. I'm sticking with it like this. So you just have to know, like, and be an open conduit to information and, other people's inputs.
Yes, I like that answer. Good answer. Yes, I do want to stop real quick. And your niece, I think it's Cara Scott, said, "Go
Yes,
teach.
that's my
I
foot.
love you. She can't wait to see you." Is it my Sherry Haley?
My Shereen, yeah.
Cherie said, "Hey, TT, looking good." Okay, so
Hey, my
I try to
babies.
ignore 'em. I try not to ignore the comments. So, but yes, and then I want to go into: do you believe creatives sometimes spend too much time waiting to be discovered instead of learning how to create and finance their own opportunities?
They do. They do. And I did that in the beginning. I got an agent, I was auditioning, and I was just waiting around. And this was in Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Austin. I love it. It's been my home for, 20 something years. But the diversity is not there as much as it is here in Atlanta, which right now I'm in Atlanta. Um, and so I started going to film festivals, and I was meeting other actors who took it amongst themselves to write a short film and act in it and put it out there. And they were at the film festival showing their films and stuff. And I was like, hey, so that's why I wrote my first short film with Ray, called Drama. And I did it to give myself something to do. But also, too, once casting directors in Austin saw it, they were just like, oh, okay. I never saw her in that light. So a lot of times you got to show people what you can do to make them know who you are.
Ooh. Now that there preach. StreamYard, I need you to clip that. I need that to be clipped into a short video. Thank you kindly. That there will preach. I like that. I like that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, now we got to get into it because what the people really want to hear about is Anastasia, honey. Because look, she makes people mad, and then you got those that love her. So take us to that moment when you first learned that you would be a part of the number one hit black soap opera series on television, Beyond the Gates. Tell us, where were you when you got the news? What happened, and what was your first response?
Well, okay, I'm gonna just say out the box, I had no idea that it would be this huge. I did not know what I was in store for. And for me, it was just another audition. And I try to do them and put them to the side so that I don't, because when I in my 20s and maybe early 30s, I would do an audition and I would obsess about it. And I know that there are some actors out there right now doing that. Stop it. Do the audition, throw it away, and if it comes back to you, then that's when you celebrate. So I auditioned for it, and I just, I like to say I put some stank on it. And so, and for me, here's something that happens. I'm always booking a vacation, and when I book a vacation is when I book a job. So I was on my way. I've never been to Lake Tahoe. I was on my way to Lake Tahoe with one of my besties, Michael Berry, and I don't like cold weather. I don't like snow. That's why I moved from Gary. I had bought all these cute little clothes and everything. And all of a sudden, they were like, you got booked for this. And I was like, oh my God. And it was during my trip. So I was like, but I learned early on, I'm like, okay, trip canceled. Sorry, Michael. I gotta, I'm doing this. And it was saying possibly recurring. And so I had no idea that it would turn into, Miss Anastasia, but I just went in. I was scared. Can I say shitless? I don't
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. You
I was I was scared shitless because you get on set, there's like 5 cameras, and soap operas are a different medium, which goes back to being an actor, learn your craft, the different mediums. Television is different, film is different, voiceover is different. theater is different, but soap operas are totally different animal. And so, but everybody was just so warm and embraced me. And they were like, oh no, you got to hold your head like this. You got to do like this. So, yeah. And what I did was I tried to get on set and give them everything I had. And they kept booking me for another show and another show. And now, like, she's she's not
She's her.
she's not like a main character, but when they need her to come in and tear somebody up, she's there.
She does it. And I'm glad you said that, because hold on, give me 1 minute. I'm glad you said tear somebody up. I got to give him a short clip. I got to give it to him. Hold on one moment. Here we go. Timeca.
You know how I like my tea. 2 sugars and no mercy. What do you know? My family was giving to charities while you still were one.
Crown yourself the queen of mean.
That's all you got, Miss EGOT? Now back to Nicole. She's been seen here several times with Carlton Fitzgerald. What's going on there?
Can't say.
Oh, sweetheart. Don't project. You're the one who could use some of that special TLC that you've been peddling to all the ladies around here. Remember when you used to hold court at this bar? Now you can't even hold a man's attention. Nor will I be treated like a second-class citizen in my own club by a woman who shook her tail feather on the stage and then married into status. How's prep coming along, dear? I'd imagine you feel totally out of your element keeping up with everything.
We're not really talking about that stuff right now.
Don't tell me she's getting cold feet. I know only too well who you are. Your reputation precedes you, Mr. Armstrong. Without Vernon, you, your daughters, your granddaughter, and most assuredly your great-granddaughter, who doesn't even have a drop of Dupree blood, wouldn't be allowed inside these gates, let alone into the ranks of polite society.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Anastasia in Beyond the Gates. Yes, ma'am. Let me tell you something. When you come onto the scene, you will test something up and you'll do some reads, honey. But for those who don't know, not only do you cut up in Beyond the Gates, but you are also a part of the Country Wayne Skit Land family. And you have come in as Dominique's mother and you have shaken up things. And I'm sorry, but yeah, you've added some substance to that to that one. Yeah, to that storyline. Okay. I have to make sure I check in to see what you up to today. Because have you took your meds? Have you taken your meds is what we want to know. Okay.
Honey, I'm on the herbs right now. I'm on the herbs. Yes, I am so happy to be on the Country Wayne skits. A friend of mine from Gary, she is a country Wayner. She's got the little what do you call it? The little crown where she's like, gets in there all the time and does comments and stuff. And she was like, hey, I need to see you in these Country Wayne skits. And I was like, hold up, let me make a phone call. I did, and they added me to the show, and I've been loving it.
I love that. Let me make a phone call. That's when you know you are who you are, baby. When you say, I titled your announcement flyer, She Is Her. Baby, she just told you right then that she is her. Okay. Yes. I love that. And I got to shout my boy out because he just commented in the comments, Tyrese Lolis, who actually plays Principal Fields in the Country Wayne skits. He that terrible principal over there with them twins, and he need to do his job. Okay, do your job, Principal Fields. But he's also starring in my stage play this weekend in Valdosta, Georgia. So shout out to him. But yeah, I'm a Country Wayne skit fan. I'm sorry, baby. I be tuned in to the tune in. Okay. Sometimes I be up with one eye open. Watch it.
Okay. Okay.
But I love you in both. I love you. I absolutely love you in both. Your characters. Are you anything like your characters in real life? Are you like those characters in real life?
I am not anything like my character. And it's funny because I'm now running into a lot of people. They're, recognizing me. Matter of fact, I was getting my toes done earlier, and this lady was sitting across. We were the only two in the shop. She was like, are you an actress? And she knew me from Beyond the Gates. So now I have to ask, well, which one do you know me from?
Yes.
I'm nothing like Anastasia or that Tamika. Now, I will say that Tamika might be a little bit of one of my personalities in here, but she's not the forward facing one.
I know that's right. Say, hey, you ain't no killer, but don't push you, okay? Uh,
Okay. Okay.
well, let me ask you this. We before we wrap up, what did stepping onto this set of a major daytime drama teach you about preparation, professionalism, and the pace of television production?
Oh, man. You better come with it. When I said study your craft, you better study it times 10 on a soap opera because they are not playing. You might get your one take, maybe two, if something technical happened, or it was really just a blurb or whatever. But um you better study your lines, be ready, get your rest, and when they say action, you better act.
You better ask. I
Yes.
know that's right.
and
I
and
love it.
I hate, okay, for me, I have two
Mhm.
nightmares. Two. One is going to the grocery store and not having enough money when the cashier rings me out. The second one is not knowing my lines. Being on stage or being on set and not knowing my lines. And over the years, it had never happened to me. It happened to me once on the soap opera. But that was
Uh,
because I didn't get my script. And I was doing 2 episodes they had booked me for. And I got one script, but I hadn't gotten the second one. And the first one, I just had like, two little scenes. And I was like, okay, oh my God, I didn't get my other script. So I emailed somebody and I was like, hey, and they sent it to me. And it was one of these times where Anastasia is just going on and on and on. And I was like, oh my God, I had 2 scenes. Each of them were 3 pages long. And I was like, oh my God. So that nightmare came true, but we got through it. That's the professionalism coming in, that it's like you keep a cool head and you like, okay, I can do this. And you just, keep going.
yes, yes. Well, I enjoy watching you in Beyond the Gates. And shout out to my hometown partner Andre. Yeah, Sean Freeman. 334. We from the 334. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's my boy, Ozark, Dothan, Troy. Yeah, so shout out to Sean. But yes, I love Beyond the Gates. I love your character in there. And I want to ask you too, has being a part of Beyond the Gates changed what you believe is possible for the next chapter of Timeca Seretti's career?
yes, yes. Let me tell you something. This show is amazing, and it's brought out so much, like, okay, the first soap opera back in 25 years. And then
Mhm.
to be a soap opera that has a mainly Black cast. And then to cover some of the heavy hitting situations that it does. And the 15 Emmy nominations just proves it. And it is letting me know that it's possible. Like, I'm this close to it. And this, like, I've already got and this is from years and years and years ago. I have my speech written already. Whether it was going to be the Emmys, the Oscars, or the Tonys, or whatever it was going to be, I have my speech ready. I have visualized and envisioned my dress. So having that already there and now being in this situation, it's made me really, really, truly believe that it's possible.
Mhm. It is.
So,
It is.
yeah, I want people to know, like, if you're out there and you have a dream, if you're young, focus, pinpoint what it is you want to do, who you want to be, and you just work towards that, work towards it. Don't give up. But even if you're old, you never You're never too old. As long as you got breath in your body, you can figure out your dream and chase it. Because as a little girl, and even when I got out of the military and I got married, and and then I became a single mom, I never could have visualized this for my life. But somewhere along the line, I switched that up. I changed my mind and I started visualizing it, and it's happening now.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love that you put that in there, because to all the dreamers, to hear someone else say that and let those words come out of your mouth, that motivates and inspires the rest of us that's coming up behind you, that's aspiring to be whatever it is they want to be. It's not that if you just want to be an actor or actress or in the entertainment industry, like she said, whatever dream you have, it's never too late. Put your mind to it, stay focused, study your craft, go get educated on it, and just go do it. Okay. Nobody is stopping you but you. And that's why I love to have people such as yourself on the platform who will state that, who are not gatekeeping the information, who are not saying, no, I'm not going to tell you about the bad part of my journey. I'm only going to talk about the good, because we all know nothing is perfect and nothing just happens overnight. So we know it had to be a little turmoil in there, some bends and crooks in the road. And so I'm grateful for people such as yourself and others who come onto the platform and have that conversation, because what I wanted to do more than anything was be able to motivate, inspire, and empower all those who are dreaming but are scared to step out on that dream. So I thank you for those words that you just gave right there. And then in my wrap up questions, my last two questions for you, Timeca, in your opinion, what's more dangerous to a dream? Rejection from the industry, or eventually rejecting yourself because the industry took too long to say yes?
I think the second one, like, the industry is going to be the industry and it's going to
Mm-hmm.
do what it does. But you have to find a way to make your dream happen no matter what. And that's what I'm saying, becoming a filmmaker, um, chasing music, chasing comedy, chasing, all of the other things. But what could happen? What's the worst that could happen if you go out there and you try and you try and you try and you don't get it? I mean, at least you tried. But to
Mm-hmm.
me, what's worse is to never get up off the couch and try.
Yes. Yes.
Because to me, that's the only failure, is not putting your best foot forward and not trying to pursue what it is you love and want to do.
Yes. Most definitely. Most definitely. And Phyllis Singletary commented and said she loves Beyond the Gate. So I want to make sure I shout out her comment. Thank you so
Oh,
much
hi,
for coming.
Phyllis.
And then Miss Timeca, after everything you've experienced as a Black woman navigating writing, producing, publishing, and acting, what are you officially fed up with in the entertainment industry?
I am officially fed up with this thing with DEI. Well, let me say it: diversity, equity, and inclusion. Because I'm
Yes.
like, which part of that don't you like? And
Okay.
I was very vocal when they were like, Oscar's so white. You know, we like, this is life. Black
Mm-hmm.
people, brown people, are here and we're not going away,
Mm-mm.
so there's nothing you can do about it. So why not enjoy the differences of culture and love on your neighbor no matter what color they are, because we're here, we're not going anywhere. So I wish that the industry as a whole could see that and give movies diversity. There's stupid stuff like they'll only green light one Black project at a time.
Yeah.
uh, and even when that project goes huge, makes a lot of money, Sinners, and it gets snubbed or it gets whatever. And then they go, oh, well, that was a fluke. But I mean, you got to think Black Panther. Ryan Coogler is tearing it up. Like,
What?
so,
Yes.
so he has not just had one hit.
Mm-mm.
He's following, and then he departed from Black Panther to say, oh, let me bring you this. And he did, and it outsold, and they were like, oh, well, it was just that, oh, and blah blah blah. And so that it wouldn't become the number one movie. Oh, no, 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 that was Michael. They tried to re-release what was the name of that movie? I forget what it was. Some other movie that was the top that Michael beat. Come on, man, just let us have something. Let us have something. So,
Yeah.
as a Black woman, I'm officially fed up with y'all trying to get rid of the diversity, equity, and inclusion. The reason we had to have it was because y'all were not welcome in the first place. And now, we've had to be 10 times better.
Mhm.
And we are, and y'all still don't like it. So, come on, man.
And we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
can I say one more thing?
Yes.
As a Black woman in Hollywood, I'm also sick of the rehashing of the same old story. Y'all want to
Yes.
retell it and retell it and retell it. Let's have some originality, some, new stuff.
Yes. And that's one of the things I love about Beyond the Gates, because they gave us a Black successful family, a community. Okay. These are Black people that are successful with nice houses, nice cars, nice professions. Yeah. Change the narrative. Okay. Because
And they're
I'm
all
trying.
beautiful.
And they all,
Honey.
ooh, that's a good looking cast. All y'all look good.
Yeah.
Yes. You do. That is the truth. Well, to wrap this up, my final question, Miss Timeca Seretti, when it's all said and done and you've hung up your multiple hats, what is it that you want your legacy to say about you when you're done?
Oh, man. Anytime I think about this question, I think about Walter Payton. He was on the Chicago Bears, and my son, well, I loved football. The Bears were my team, but that was back in 1986. I'm going to date myself, y'all. And when he passed away, yeah, people talked about his football and what he did on the field. But the most important thing to me was, and what I tried to instill in my son was that when he died, they just talked about how good of a person he was, how much he cared about people, what he did for people. And in the end, that's what I want my legacy to be. It's not what I did, it's who I was and what I meant to other people.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I love that. Yes, ma'am. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard her. It is the one and only. She is her, Miss Timeca Seretti. Ladies, tonight, and ladies and men that are watching, tonight we have talked about writing. We have talked about producing. We have talked about acting. We talked about Beyond the Gates. We talked about the Country Wayne skits. But underneath all of it, I believe tonight's conversation was really about one word, and that word is permission. And sometimes the most important permission you will ever receive is the permission you give yourself to just do it. Permission to be
Yeah.
more than one thing, permission to start over, permission to create, permission to audition again after every rejection, permission to write the book, permission to produce the project, permission to walk into a room you once prayed just to enter and know that you belong there. Miss Timeca, I thank you for reminding us that we don't have to shrink our gifts to make other people comfortable with our potential. To every creative watching tonight, if they haven't called you yet, keep preparing. If they haven't published you yet, keep writing. If they haven't cast you yet, keep auditioning. And if nobody has produced the story you believe needs to exist, maybe the question isn't when are they going to do it? Maybe the question is, when are you? Okay, so Miss Timeca, again, before I let you go, can you tell everyone where they can follow your journey, support your books, projects, and keep up with everything you have coming up next?
Well, I do have a website, www.timecaseretti.com. But you can find me on Facebook, Timeca Seretti, on Instagram, _Blacktress, and I'm on TikTok also as the Blacktress. So let me see what else. Or you can go check out my IMDb. That's where all of my film and television stuff is. So, yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard her. Let's make sure we keep her booked and busy, okay? So to the Fed Up family, continue supporting Beyond the Gates, Country Wayne skits, and everything other movies that we are in, and make sure we keep them at the top of the charts on the ratings, okay? Because again, they cannot get rid of us, all right? Continue supporting Black storytellers, and continue supporting creatives who refuse to allow somebody else's definition of success to determine the size of our dreams. Tonight, Timeca has reminded us again of something very powerful. Sometimes the gate you've been praying to walk through isn't the destination. It's just the entrance into everything that comes next. Timeca Seretti, thank you once again for joining us on Live on the Fed Up Show. To the Fed Up family, I am Miss Fed Up, and that is the wonderful, the talented, the beautiful Timeca M. Seretti. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, write it out, create it, produce it, audition for it. And when that gate finally opens, you walk through it like you always knew you belonged there. Good night, and God bless each and every one of you. And we'll holler. Peace.